Okay, looks like we're ready. Looks good. Think. What's going on? Oh, there's an advert. I think it's still good though. Yeah, because I'm previewing the chat on this little tablet here. That's just kind of my setup. So yeah, I'm going to continue where I left off here yesterday. Would help if I buckled this in. Not to do that. So I'm going to just buckle this in. And it's going to sink down, but it'll be fine. It'll be less wobbly down there. I'll just make sure it looks fine on the camera. Yeah, looks fine. It's a tiny corner that's kind of off, but other than that, should be okay. It's going to be a little wobbly, so now I'm going to continue, and I think I'm going to add. I was thinking to add maybe some tree branches to help me kind of structure the tree a little bit, see if that helps me get it kind of a bit more character, give it a bit more character. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stray too far away from these kind of blob trees, which I always seem to do. They always end up, and trees can look like that at a distance, but kind of wanted a bit more space going on. I wanted to be able to see through some trees and things, but it's not really quite worked out that way. So I'm going to try and do some branches in there to see, because I've never really done it that way, and I thought, why not? So I'm thinking starting off with a little burnt umber here. Getting some of that mixed. I've got a very fine brush here. It should just do quite nicely for some branches, hopefully. And I think I'll just start out with this. I can always change the colour later on. Actually, I think I want a little white in it. A little, just kind of make it a bit smokier looking. Black as well. Yeah. A little more faded as well. So that's hopefully should be okay with this small brush here. So I imagine a branch there, a tree trunk, maybe a few little things coming up here. I'll probably do with getting a little liquid on that. Getting it a little more runny, so it runs off the brush a little better. Looks like I've got a thick glob of paint there. You don't want that. And maybe a few little hints of branches all the background. Doesn't have to be super thingy, and I'm probably most likely going to cover the ones at the back up a lot more, so you only see a hint of them. And most certainly won't be adding highlights to those. I guess trying to add branches in a way that they make sense, really, with the shape of the tree. Challenge. I'm not obscuring your view too much here. Hopefully you can see it. I think you can. Just see the side of my head as well. Obviously these aren't great branches. It's very hard to get them looking nice at this far away really, but and they're going to be covered, so hopefully it shouldn't matter too much how these branches look really. But I just want them kind of enough so that, and it gets some in between here and there, and there'd be different colours and things, and I might add a few, like a little touch of different colours to kind of vary it up a little in a minute. So, and then what I'm going to do is go over this with the highlights. Hopefully we'll just see what happens, I guess. That's what a lot of what I've been doing is really just trying something new out. Something isn't working, just try something new out, see what happens, see what results you get. You never know. It's like what Forrest Gump says. Life's like a box of Skittles, or whatever he says. Like a box of Skittles. Don't know what flavour you're gonna get. Well, which I think's a bit weird because you can see the flavour of the Skittles. Right, if it's a red Skittle, it's strawberry flavour. So I don't know why Forrest Gump says that. I'm showing you. Of course, I know he says chocolate, you knobheads. But, let's see. Back to the painting. And you can see what I'm doing here. Looking very, amateurish, but quite like the way that one looks. And I want to try and build the tree around these branches, hopefully. I could sort of do that. So, here's hoping. And they're all kind of the same colour at the minute, which isn't ideal. You want to kind of be varying up your colours. It's going to look more blue, more faded as it's going into the background, but I'm going to do that in a minute, so don't worry. I just kind of do things a little unconventionally sometimes. It's like I just want to kind of concentrate on the structure for now, as I think that is where my trees are suffering quite a bit at the time. There's not much structure to them. And they're sort of getting to that point now where it's time to get the brush a bit bigger, I think. So they don't have to be super big. It's a bit of a bent looking tree. Going back a bit. I think this one would be quite tallish, not the branches on this one would be quite yeah, they're a bit they're a bit thick, I'll be honest, but they're going to be covered a lot of the time, really, so we'll see how it looks. I've probably ballsed it up, let's be honest, but you know me, well, you'll get to know me and you'll know that I will do that a lot of the time. I'll just throw caution to the wind and go for it. I just enjoy it more doing it that way. It's just my style. I just paint something first and ask questions later. Paint something first and question myself horribly later. No, it's good fun doing it that way. Just do what comes to mind. Just flow. If you just sit there questioning yourself all the time, you just don't. You're just very rigid and tight, and you'll never enjoy doing it because you're just criticising yourself all the way through it. And I kind of joke around with myself. I kind of say, "What have I done?" and things, but I just kind of. It's kind of in a funny way, really. I'm not taking it to heart, really. It's just kind of a sense of humour I've adopted over the years. It's kind of Brett's fault that I have that humour. The kind of self-defeatist type of humour. So yeah, let's looking a little further away. Looking like there's something going on, and let's get the tree in here. And I want to kind of fade these out. I wonder if I'm going to try something out in a little bit. I'm going to see what happens. Because we're going wet on dry, there's a few advantages to that. I'm going to try and take advantage of it. And you'll see what I do in a minute. To try and fade it out, just to see what happens. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter. But you just play around, you get an idea, you think, oh, that might work. And if it does, you've learned something. The physics of paint are just so... they're so complex. The physics of what you can do with the brush and the paint, the way it flows, how thick it is so different to... there is no one way to do it. Let's put it that way. I believe that right now. From what I've done so far, there's no one way to do it. At least there's no one way to do it if you want to enjoy a good painting. Oh, there's a little bird there. Right there. And it's gone. Let's say it was a crow or something. I want to kind of take my time a little more with this tree, I think, because this is going to be pretty in focus. I want to kind of pay attention, and to be honest, I should have paid more attention with that. That looks kind of grotesque, but it's okay. Excuse me. That already looks way better with that there. For me, that looks way better. Just looks like a tree's going on, and I think maybe you don't have to. I know you don't have to be painting all of this on to your trees, but I definitely think that it helps complete the illusion. And now I'm going to try the thing I was talking about. And it's very simple. I'm going to see if I can fade it out with some tissues. And see if the ones in the back can be faded that way a little, by dabbing it on there. Because the paint behind it is dry. I think I'm smudging it here a little, but I can read fine. Yeah, this doesn't work as well as I thought, but I don't know, maybe if I took a little more time it would be fine. Maybe I kind of smudge it up like that. No, it does smudge the paint and things. Probably dabbing it on would be the better thing to do if you want to get some of that excess off. But I'll just get the excess off, and I'll add some different colours in to these ones at the back. So I want more sort of faded looking colours there. Probably some more bluish tones, because it's getting closer to the sky. Very, very small amount of blue. Very small amount. Not too much. And white as well. Let's see. Do this first. That's nice. Soft colour there. Getting there now. This needs to look like a colour that a tree would be. That might be close to a colour that a tree might be. To be honest, I should have started with that. Looks a little too white. The idea is that as long as the colour is there, it's going to kind of draw it, like it's going to kind of, your eyes just kind of seeing it as that's distant, that's closer. I don't want to use that colour too much over here. It's probably where I want to stop using that exact colour. And see what happens if I introduce a little darker version of it. And here we're going a little darker. It looks like a highlight, to be honest, which I don't really want to do. I should have probably mixed some colours ahead of time, but you know, just want to try and. It's going to look interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what I can do with it. But I do get myself into some predicaments. Sometimes you can get yourself back out of them. Right, I think what I'll do for the rest here is darken them as they're getting closer now. So I'll probably leave those two there. Unless these ones that are getting closer start coming in. Like this one would be more faded, so I will let it. That one I'll leave. I'll probably add a little dark here, a little tiny kind of back darkness to it as it's coming out. Back darkness. And quite a bit on this one. I probably want a bigger brush, don't I? No, this one will do. This one will be fine. And I'll go in later, I guess, and add the highlights. I don't want to add too much paint at this stage, because I want to add leaves in. Yeah. It's walking past. So I've got some crisps. So yeah, I think kind of gradually it's sort of as I step back, I can see the effect happening. Not very defined, not the best branches of the world. I will give you that, but I think I can work with it. I want to fade this one out a little. Not to be more faded. We'll see how it goes. Push that one back. Create like a bit of a differing thing. Probably add a few here, branches just to spread around. Yeah, so okay. Let's add a few like that. I kind of like the way that looks. I think I can go a little further with this. I don't want to go too far, but I think you'd see hints of branches that just kind of makes the trees look a little more like, like you can see through the trees a little bit. Looks like a forest, I guess. That's what I'm hoping that it does anyway. Well, I do spend a lot of time with things. Like I did spend quite a lot of time doing this mountain here, and I've ended up covering it up. So I've got to kind of think about composition a little more in that sense, because I kind of they were pretty good looking at one point, and now it's just the top of them. There's a lot of detail that ain't showing that I spent time on, but still something there at least. Okay, I don't want to go overboard with this. I think quite happy with how that is for what it is. That one I probably need to fade a little. Fade it out a bit more. I can. This one, wasn't it? Yeah, looks a little. They look chunky monkey, but hopefully a little bit of covering up with the leaves will hide that. We'll see. But I don't have the right brush. I need to get my hands on a liner brush, really. A few liner brushes would be a big help. So let's see how it goes from there. Okay. So I kind of want to go with like a good mid-tone green, I'd say. That's what I want now. Kind of got the darks in. It's not super dark, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That one's pretty dark. That one is sort of. So we might be okay. We'll see. I didn't actually put any green down, so let's just do that. Didn't actually fill up. And you can mix green, blue and yellow, but it's just easier to work from the colour that you're using, I think. That's what I'm finding now with the paints that my brother let me use. It's just easier to work from the colours that you're trying to achieve, you know. But I do recommend starting out with some primary colours just so you can get used to how they all mix together and how you can. It might give you some benefits, but I don't think you have to do it for long. I think you can quickly appreciate, you know, stuff like burnt umber and that yellow ochre. They're amazing colours. I can see why they're in a set, really. Because it's just so close to tree colours, they're so close to rock colours, they're so close to mountains. It's just a nice colour to go from. Yeah, think of them as mixing checkpoints. I don't know about this green. I don't know if this is a good colour to go from necessarily, but a little brown in there. A little brown. Some of that yellow ochre in there. See what happens with that. Very earthy colours. So I want a mid-tony green. Might be close to what I'm after. I need more of it. A bit more on the mid-tony. Let's get some whites. See how that looks. So let's try adding some of that. Oh, that is quite dark. It's darker than the actual thing on there. Actually going darker. Might not be a bad idea to do that though. So let's start adding in some leaves. Probably should start from over here and kind of work that way. I think that's a good colour for kind of up close, really. So some leaves here, maybe some leaves here, maybe. a bit more spaced out looking. I already like the structure of that more than I had it. Oh yeah, something different's happening with trees. I'm getting some different results, which is nice. And I think, to be honest, painting them dry has definitely made it easier. Not overly thrilled about the branches, not overly thrilled about that, what I've just done, because I rushed it. But that's okay. These things happen. It does look like I've painted a tree over the top of a tree though. It doesn't look like the same tree, so I want to try and use this as a way to get those colours working a little better. I want some leaves here as well covering this. I'm getting some shit going on there now. A little too much. Take a step back and have a look. Yeah, that's not too bad. And I think I'm going to go with some darker greens for this one here. Definitely it needs to be darker as it's coming forward, I think. I want that kind of same effect going on. Probably like a bit deeper of a push to show bigger leaves, more broad leaves. Yeah. This is kind of like a dark tone such. I guess it does look like a mid-tone in a sense, but well, let's get darker. Let's get darker. Let's separate these trees here. I have to lean back. Get this darker. Okay. Okay. This one has kind of lost its form a little. Just kind of looks weird. Not sure I've quite achieved what I'm hoping to achieve with my trees overall, but let's not dwell on it too much. Let's get some bushes down. That's a blob. That's not a bush. Some foliage, whatever. Okay. Oh man, it's hot. Get some more yellowy looking, more faded tones for the others. This colour here. Just to cover up that. Those branches there. One that's a little more heavier, a little heavier here. So let's get some more brown. A little heavier, there we go. I want that to be kind of coming out here. fade that back a little again. Get some whites. I don't know if that's too much. I think it may be a little too much. We want to be this faded out this soon. Let's go a little darker. Yeah, that'll be good, I think. Let's go back to our colour here. There's try and trim down some of these branches a little, so they're just not big ass chunky tree trunks. And we're going to be fading out, and we're going to be covering some of these at the back here. Okay, I'm not 100% thrilled with these, let's be honest, but it's different. There's more definition in the actual structure. There's not a lot of variation in the structure which I wanted, but I think that it's not going to show very well when your trees are this close together. Maybe I should have thought about spacing the trees out a little more, but you know, we're learning. This isn't about painting masterpieces. It never was. It was never to show you how to paint. It was never to show you how to paint. It was just to show you that painting, you make mistakes. Painting, you've just got to enjoy it no matter what you do, and make the most of it. And I'm not going to give up on it just because there's something I don't like about it. I'm just going to carry on and enjoy it regardless that I know that it doesn't look that great, because you know, on the next one you'll carry over the lessons, and that's what it's about for me. You know, make sure you enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy it, you're going to quit, and if you quit, you're not going to get any better. So what's the point? Of doing something that you don't enjoy? I mean, obviously there's going to be times where you aren't going to enjoy it, but make sure you've got that balance, you know. And I like my balance the way it is right now. I feel like it works. I'm producing paintings, I'm starting to get better at things, and I've improved on a lot. There's things that are going to take me a little more time to improve on, but that's just the way that it happens to I don't know what I was saying. I was concentrating on this, so I'm just going to be trying to concentrate for a little bit here. Oh yeah, I like this. I do like this. Oh yeah. I think I've leveled up. I think I've leveled up on trees. I like that. That's lovely. That's really made a difference. It's not perfect, but I'm happy that I've made some progress finally on trees. I feel like I have. I feel like I've figured something out at least. That looks more like a tree than a lot of my trees have. This one here. Might even add some more highlights there. I think that's enough. Let's not overdo it. Let's move on to the next tree. So the highlights aren't going to be as strong on the next tree, and it's nice to have a little variation in colours if you can. see how this looks. That looks too bright. Let's figure this out colour-wise. What's this gonna look like? Let's see. Put something down. That looks okay. Okay. Let's put some gaps here. You don't want to. Rule, I guess, is as to how you get it good. Is you just be very sparing with these highlights. I feel like that's kind of where I've been going wrong with some of it, is just putting too many highlights, and those branches are helping me kind of visualize where the leaves are going to stick out, and therefore it's helped me. So it was a good plan to do that. So yeah, I think my brother Peter told me to try that, and yeah, it's good advice. Definitely said to do the branches to look at structure. I think it's helped me sort of figure it out a little. I mean, I'm not going to get over carried away with celebration, because these could be better, but like I say, they're a good step up. So we want to keep going really with these highlights, and it's going to be tricky not to hog the limelight with these back trees. It's going to be tricky to put highlights in that don't overshine these ones in the front, and so I'm going to have to be very cautious not to make them stand out too much at the back there, I think. Let's see how this looks. Now this one here is actually further forward than this one. I forgot to take that into account. So let's put that a bit brighter. Let's go on ahead. Add some ochre, some green. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see how we look. Yeah. Just want it a touch brighter. Obviously, add some of that here, just to separate it from that tree there. Not too much, don't want to overdo it, because then it's going to start looking like blobs rather than highlights, but I was starting to blob that. And a little bit here and there, just to push this tree in the back here. And it doesn't feel like it's too much further forward. It looks more or less in line with that. This does look a little different, but it doesn't. It's okay. I think we can get away with that. Oh, it's so hot. It's unbearably hot right now. It's just getting worse and worse. But it's kind of making me, waking me up a bit as well, so it's not too bad. But I'm going to have a shower after this for sure. I'm sweating like a beaver. There we go. I think we found the colour there. I think this will be a good colour to just get those last bits in. Probably should have gone with a smaller brush here, but it's okay. Let's get a little more runny liquid on there. Okay, let's see if we can redeem this a bit. Be very careful not to. Very in the background here at this point, so you're not going to get that definition really. That looks okay. Quite happy with that. It's a little more dense than I want. It's a little more uniform than I'd like, but the trees themselves, I think I made a bit of progress from some of my other trees, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to add some more foliage in there in a bit to kind of help make it look a bit more sort of varied, really, a little bit more like wildlife, rather than just a row of trees sort of going across. I'm gonna have some bushes and some bits here and there to try and break that up a bit. But before I do that, I think I'm gonna add some sort of ground thing here, and I'm gonna add my lake in. So I'll probably do the lake now. This was supposed to have a big lake in it. Just fancied doing a lake one. I just like water. It's just good fun to paint water, and it's super easy. At least to get basic water, it's super easy. Like the oceans are a little harder to get the waves right, but I feel like I've had some interesting effects at least, and I think I've gotten some pretty good results out of just doing oceans. And I think the real like oils, it's super easy to do seascapes with oils compared to acrylics. So anyway, I've got a little sketch reference here that I'm using that I sketched out, and that's kind of what I'm going off. So let me think. What brush do I want? I want a pretty meaty brush. Let me check my battery, see how much time we have. I'm not sure. I guess you'll find out when it ends all of a sudden. Okay. Right, now I've just got to remember what colour the sky was. It was probably just a light blue. Yeah, well, obviously it's a light blue, but what kind of light blue is it? It's not super dark. The thing is, if I don't get it right, I can, I'm going to need a big brush for this, actually. I'm going to need a big one. So let's brush, let's get some of this paint thinner off this, because it's had a little bit of a, oh, flipping heck, I've just sprayed myself in the face with paint thinner. Lovely. I like the smell of paint thinner, but yeah, I don't think I like being splattered in the face with it. Oh yeah, I just need to get that off. Okay, I'm gonna clean my glasses here a little. Otherwise I can't see what I'm doing. Try and get it off my face a bit. Okay, I think we're good to go. Yeah, let's get some serious. Oh, poo, what have I put in? Oh yeah, I put one. Good. Thought I put black in there. Nearly ruined everything. Okay, that looks like what we want. Let's get a bit of thingy on there. And this is what I want to do now. I want to kind of get my colours in. Yeah. My ocean. My lake in. Let's just get the colour in there. A lot of the time I like to sort of block everything in at once. It depends what I'm doing, really. It's probably a good idea to get some basic blocked colours in there. And maybe eventually, after a while, I might do some videos from scratch. And there is like a part 1 if you want to go and watch this. It's on the Twitch, and I've also put a link to my YouTube channel if you want to see part 1 of this painting. So you're kind of up to date, and you can see how the first bit was done. But to be honest, there's a lot of back and forth, so like I I'm not super efficient at it yet, so don't expect amazing results. You're probably better off just kind of tuning in to the live stream, because you can ask questions if you want, or you can see it live. You can see me make mistakes, but I'm not gonna edit the footage anyway. Really, maybe somewhere down the line I'll edit some of them, maybe time lapse them or something. I don't know, but. I don't want to go too nuts with this lake here. Let's get this filled in. Yeah, on this edge. Sorry if I'm blocking your view, I just need to, it's just an awkward angle and you can sort of see what I'm doing over here as I come back. And it's just basically a reverse sky, it's a gradient, that's all you're doing. I don't know if I've done it the right way around though. I don't know if it's supposed to be lighter here and darker there. I think it is, I think I've balled it up. So let's just do that, it's no big deal. Just going to take a little more time. Wait, I'm doing it wrong again. Just pointed out what I've done wrong and I did it again. This is one of those things that I do, and when I correct it, I'll be like, wait a minute, I was right before, and that's kind of something I always do that. It's annoying. Just don't think about it sometimes, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the right tracks here. It's just reverse, you just mirror it. Oh, do you? I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking at like a reference picture of an ocean, and at least, wait, the ocean ain't right actually. This is darker here and lighter here. Oh, I'm confused now. I've forgotten how reflections work, but I think it goes lighter and darker. I'm just going to have a few talks of my vape, because I'm a filthy vapor. Forgive me, because I was an ex-smoker and this is better than smoking, so I'm not doing it to be flashy, I'm just doing it because I'm nicotine dependent. Right. So you might see some cool mist effects coming in. While I contemplate what I'm doing. Right. I'm pretty sure I'm on the right tracks. I'm pretty sure it goes lighter as it goes in the background. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm more confident about it now. I'm going to go and do that. Alright, lighter here. Obviously it's very white at the minute there, but I will blend that out. This is, I don't know if this is the brush I was using before, but it doesn't matter. It's serving okay. Okay, we've got a white now here. We want that to be darker there. Let's go darker here. Fade that out. is pretty important to get this right. And it's a pretty good idea not to make the mistakes I've just made. As generally, it's going to kind of bite you in the ass. I'm unsure of myself, but never mind. Okay, let's add some dark patches here, just to get this separated. We'll blend those in a sec. This is something I like to do as well, just plop colours over the top. Just kind of get a very, very rough kind of look of what I'm going for. And you can just blend until you get it to sort of cooperate, really. Blend it in, just keep going. And because I've made mistakes here, it's taken me a little longer to get just the basic looking leg down. I'm just going to keep going until I'm happy with it. I can always come back and do a little more messing about with it. This is just going to be a simple one anyway. It's just going to have like reflection and the trees. I don't think this would be reflecting the mountains. I think I'll just reflect the trees in this. And whatever bushes I'll put here, I think I will add some in now. Let's get a nice basic colour down. Let's just get back to smashing down some shrubbery, some sort of basic, and then maybe like another thing here, and then something here, a bit dark now, but it's okay. This is a bit further forward, I want it to be a bit darker, probably not quite that dark, but don't want it all to be, don't want the whole thing, I want this breaking apart a little here, I want it sort of just fade that out a bit. I can fade that bit out later. Yeah, oh dear. Getting colours I don't want there. Getting stuff happening, but when it comes to like these extra, you know what I should have done first is kind of add this part in here, which I'll just do now before I go too far. I want to kind of get some of this yellow ochre, I think, a little white. Some different colours. Yeah. This is all just to push it all together, really. There we go. That serves as a better colour to blend out those trees here as well. Some rocks and stuff later. Let's see more of that down. Probably go a bit darker now. White and brown and black. A little of this burnt umber. Just want to fill out this white, really. That's what I'm trying to do at the last minute when I should have done it before. But oh well. something down really. And let's get a nice big flat bush there. That's already starting to look like there's some sort of wildlife going on there. It looks a whole lot better just from having that. It's very rough at the minute, but that looks a whole lot better to me. It'll look even better when there's some rocks and things going on there. Still, it looks a little strange. It's not perfect, but I think we'll get better and better as we go, you know. And like a good sort of thing to do with water, push all these colours down like this into the water. Obviously we'll be adding some darks as well, but this is just for these ones on the edge here. Push these down. It's okay if it's more faded there. We want that really for the background. We want it to be very thin. Very long stretch that looks miles away though. It's interesting for sure. Don't know if that's realistic, but it's not quite as long as I wanted to stretch it according to my sketch either. I wanted to space some trees out, but no worries. And okay, let's get some greens. Let's get some reflections going on with the trees. And I think we can approximate that. It doesn't have to be super accurate, I don't think. It helps if you're if you're quite close, obviously, but I think you're going to be getting more sort of forgiving when it comes to your water reflections. Probably want to go a little darker than that actually. A little bit richer, a bit darker. Especially up this close here. I want to get that sort of dark colour coming in here. Don't know if I've kind of made it reflect too far, but and then maybe some of the highlights to show in the reflection. If I can get those right again. That's probably way too yellow. Don't want to be showing too much yellow here. This always happens. I want to make sure that doesn't happen anymore really. Just need that colour in. Doesn't have to be super accurate, I feel. It's just gonna be enough to give you that. Well, let's get some of that darker kind of bush colour coming down as well, just to bring it down. Like that. Where it's dark here, these parts. Get that reflecting. And last but not least, I think I should try and reflect those tree trunks a little. Quite dark this is actually. Quite dark, but not like super. just gone over the black though. Yeah, it'll be okay. Yeah, there's a little black here actually. Not to worry. Faint little thing, little something to show look at in the water, you know. I think I probably need to kind of add in where the line is. I think it's there really. It's just straight across. So yeah, I'll clean this up and we'll blend that. Hopefully, after I've blended it, it should look like, start to resemble water. It's sort of looking like it does, but not 100%. 1 second. And I look like a smurf. Okay. Okay. It's very gently push it side to side like this. Don't overdo it. You lose. You kind of just want to kind of fade it out a little bit. And as we come to the bottom mark, I'll probably fade it out a little more. You always start off with a light touch. Just to be safe, I think it's a good rule. Something I should write down, I think. Even if I did write it down, I'd forget to look at it, so yeah, just. And I like that more. Yeah, I do like that more. I like to blend. I don't want it too defined or anything. Subtle sort of hints. And that's starting to look more like water now. It looks like there's something going on. Probably have something of a sort of some rocks and things going on here in a second. Excuse me. I'm not sure how much battery I've got on this thing. There's no way to really find out unless I think it will let me know when it's getting low at least, so I'll keep going until that starts getting low. Right. Oh man, I've got it all. Look at the state of my elbow. Turning into Sonic. Actually, Sonic's got pink arms, doesn't he? He doesn't have blue arms. Okay. Sometimes it's good to just take your time, have a look at your painting. What do you think? Sort of thing. You know, just take a step back, have a look at it, and have a good think about what's next. And you know, appreciate what you have done so far. You know, take a back. Just take a good, walk up to it and, you know, take a good sniff of it. No, don't do that because there's probably like paint thinner and all sorts of stuff going on there. So. Yeah. So I could add some more stuff to the foreground. Or I could add. I think it's better to work coming back really. I think I might be able to actually add some of the I might be able to finish this today, maybe. Well, I am pretty tired, but I'll try my best to finish it. Oh, right. Okay. So I want to get some whitey, kind of burnt umbery, ochre colours going on. Could actually mess around with the thingy, but I'll just go straight in. Add some sort of thing here. Something here to push it a little more forward. Just to give it that edge, really, to give it that terrain. I might go in with the palette knife after all. Add some parts in. You can see what you can do with that. It looks like just kind of a mess at the minute, but hopefully I can turn that into something useful. Okay, so I think we'll be getting old Scrapey here. I'm not great with palette knives, as I've mentioned before, but it's always good to try them out, because if you can get good with them, they can just do rocks like you wouldn't believe. You just and sometimes, you know, you get the result. It's just, I think, like, the key is having an eye for it. You know, you've got to be able to recognise when it's doing its job and when it isn't. I feel like sometimes you can do too much. I think on the other day when I saw the mountain, I kind of watched back the video. So I like to review how the video went. And I saw that the mountain looked better before I put any dark shadows on it. I think it did. It looked more where it was supposed to be in the distance. So, yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to do rocks here, actually. Let's try. It's definitely giving me some texture, yeah. Which is nice. I don't know if I'm quite getting the effect that I should be. Let's try a bit. Thing is, you can do this, you can do it all wrong, and guess what, you can just go in with a brush and play around with it. You can just put the paint down, and it's surprising how far you can manipulate the paint once it's down, really. I think I'm quite getting the effect that I want here. It looks a little too... It looks a little weird, but, you know, it'll probably lay out a little bit of a blueprint for me to work off of. I can change things around, I can mess things more later. I think I will leave that for the scraping. It's not exactly the magical palette knife sort of results you get from watching old Bob, but, you know, I haven't done as many paints as Bob. You're gonna have to forgive me there. Plus, believe it or not, Bob Ross does have his weaknesses. You can see that when he tries to paint stuff like a house. When there's subject matter other than... He's very good at landscapes and he's very good at painting them fast. But he's very entertaining to watch to paint as well. I think that is the main thing about Bob Ross. What was cool about him, it was just really fun to watch. It's like it's not even like he's painting, it's like he's a magician. You know, doing magic tricks. He'll just do something with a palette knife and like wham, there's a mountain or a rock or something or a puddle or whatever. He just does cool stuff. He's like, I would describe him as a magician more than a painter. I'm definitely not a magician. This looks like a very rocky area. It's like I wanted a few rocks and now I've got a damn lot of rocks here. Looks like rocks are taking over. Looks like I need to get some more colours in there, really. Looking a little boring with the colours I've got. Let's get some of this colour in there, I think that's a colour to do. Little subtle colours, you don't want to go too nuts with colour. Oh, we definitely need some darks, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and add us some dark colours in here. That's going to help push it apart more. I feel like having a lot of paint on the canvas definitely lends itself well to painting rocks, but it doesn't lend itself well to painting trees. It really doesn't. But rocks, you can just, you can go, you can get quite a lot of paint on there. Eventually it'll get too runny, but it's just like going on like butter now. Like those sort of waxy looking rocks here. Adding a little shadow will give you some sort of description of a rock. Rocks I'm a little more comfortable with, generally. I always seem to make it work out. I feel like I'm getting it to work. They're a little big. Okay, that's a little dark. It's just one of those colours. Rock coming out here. I'll probably add a thing to help push that a little more. Let's get this highlighted. Keep it going. These definitely need pushing apart, so try and vary up your shapes, otherwise you end up with the same rock going on and on and on. And I think a few of mine look similar there, but I think I've varied it enough that yeah, we'll get away with it. I've got a little too much paint there in this part. This is fighting with me now. So yeah, we can anything that's kind of not cooperating, just let it dry. Come back to it. These, by the way, it will not dry very fast if the standard oils. I'm using Alkyd oils, which dry in a day, because I like the advantage of having the wet on wet and the being able to manipulate the oils when I'm painting, and it will stay wet for hours and hours. But by tomorrow they'll have dried. But I like that about it because I can come back to this tomorrow and I'll have the option to paint on over the top of it. That's great. You can do it with oils as well, with standard oils, but it'll take longer to dry. It'll probably take more like 3 days before you've got a nice dry surface to paint on. So just bear that in mind really if you're going to do it. I feel like you can just take your time a little more with Alkyd oils. You can do it in stages. Don't have to do it all in one go. I think they're great. Yeah. Let's take a step back and look at that. That's looking quite nice. It's a little more rocky than I would have wanted, but let's get some reflections going at these rocks as well. Some nice dark reflections, I'd say. Simple ones, enough to convince you that the rock's shimmering. Just zigzag it like that, and just do that. Zag it in. Get that in the water. Touching the canvas there. Right, okay. Now it looks a little hard to tell the difference between where the reflection is and where the water ends and the kind of the land begins. And there's something you can do to kind of help pull those apart. And that's just by painting little bits of white on the edges. It's a very standard little trick. It doesn't have to be crispy clear white, but something a little lighter will do the trick. And I think I might just blend these a little more, these little rock parts. Why not? We're in oils. It's all about the blending ability. That's why I like them. And that's why I hated acrylics, because it was just so hard to blend with them. You don't get much time. Okay, I think that's enough. Actually, let's get the highlights in. I've not really added highlights. I think it would benefit, so let's do that. Okay. And we can do the same. Yeah. Doesn't have to be everywhere, just a little bit will go a long way. There's not really any highlight there. Let's put one there and reflect it. Okay, that should be alright there now. Let's mingle, playing in the water, and doing these zigzaggy sort of patterns helps it look like, you know, like it helps it look like water. Like a pattern that you see in water is like very zigzaggy, ripply, helps you get that ripply look to it. I feel, especially if you do it across like that. Okay, sorry if I was blocking your view there, I just really needed to get up close. But you'll see the effect there. Hopefully it's zoomed in. This is about as far as I can zoom really without getting in the way of the thing. Trying to check my battery. I think we're still good to go. Okay, so now I'll show you how you'd separate that, and it'll be. I want to get some clean white. I need to start fresh here. Fresh enough, I think. Let's get a really nice thin brush. Let's start off. I do have a nice skinny one around here. Here we are, it's on the floor. Abandoned and abused on the floor. Now let's go with this and start with the outer edges. So, okay. Very, very small changes there. Try not to do it too much. This isn't as thin as I thought, to be honest. I don't think this is working out, this brush, really. Need like a one hair brush or something. And I think we'll strengthen some of the highlights because it's a bright day. It would be a lot more. I'm not sure what's going on here. I think that's the edge there. I don't know if the reflection's right though. But not to worry. Okay. Going. So you'd see little white parts in the ripples. Make sure you keep cleaning the brush and loading more white on. It's a bit tedious, but pay off if you get the white showing. A little. You don't want it showing too much. You don't want to overdo it. Okay. See, now that's helped separate it. I think you'll be able to see that now. There's one that definitely is wrong. It needs just separated here. It can be there as well. It'll be fine. There we go. Now it looks like, you know, the light of the water is starting to catch maybe kind of a little, you know, a little ripple in the sea. And whatnot, just to show a little flow. Blend that in and out. That would help. I'll just blend it a little. Okay. Blend that out now. Just something, you know. A little something to help add to the illusion. Okay. I see how. I feel like it's kind of dull, doesn't have enough highlight on it. But I always think that. I guess I'll leave it for now, and I'll add more to it later. With the highlights anyway. I might leave it there because I'm really tired and it's really hot. I feel like I've been going for a while. And we'll make this a 3-parter and I'll finish it on the next part. Do the finishing touches. So what's next on the plan is I'm going to add a tree here. I'm going to round off here. I'm going to have a little fishing spot here coming in the middle. And you're going to see some bushes and things here and it should look nice. But I'm just, sweating. I'm just really hot. I suppose I'm going to have to deal with it, but yeah. I just don't want to kind of do it while I'm too tired and drowsy and kind of mess it up. And I feel like I've kind of made some good steps here, so I'll leave it at that. So if you're watching and you enjoyed it, give me a follow. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. So I'm going to be continuing this. I'll probably just continue it tomorrow, the same time roughly. Within a few hours, in afternoon time, so you can get wherever you're from. If you're from the UK, then it'll be around tea time or dinner time, or if you're in America, it'll probably be like somewhere in between that and like 10 a.m. in the morning or something like that. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Follow me if you aren't already. There's a YouTube link in there as well. And that's enough plugging, I think. And I'm going. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.